Speaking of renewable energy, Anthony Albanese was in Queensland today announcing another multi-million-dollar hydrogen plan. Unproven technology, more money, more energy madness in this country, of course, driven by climate change policy. And the weather was front of mind in the Sunshine State because while Cyclone Kirrily has dissipated and done little damage, it has pushed moisture south and heavy rains and flooding have hit southeast Queensland. Tough stuff, and we hope that all Queenslanders get through another tough period. But Albo, true to form, wants to make the latest cyclone and weather problems all about climate change.
The science told us that climate change would result in more extreme weather events and more intense extreme weather events. And unfortunately, that's what we're seeing playing out.
Dear oh dear, politicians and activists continue with this nonsense, this alarmist nonsense, and most of the media laps it up. Let's check the facts. According to the federal government's own Earth Systems and Climate Change Hub, the total number of tropical cyclones observed in the Australian region has decreased significantly in recent decades. And it's not just the past, because the report goes on to say that climate models indicate that tropical cyclone numbers in the Australian region are likely to decrease this century due to increased human-caused emissions of greenhouse gases. So it's already gotten better, and it will continue to improve when it comes to cyclones in northern Australia. And there are plenty of experts who say the same. The CSIRO, no less, says climate change predictions using this modelling system show a strong tendency for a decrease in tropical cyclones in the Australian region. And let's check the Prime Minister's climate alarmism against the climate change Bible itself, the IPCC reports. And yes, even the latest IPCC says that tropical cyclone landfall frequency over Australia shows a decreasing trend in eastern Australia since the 1800s, as well as in other parts of Australia since 1982. So there you go, Prime Minister. You can spend billions of dollars destroying our electricity grid and making our energy-rich nation energy poor, making our energy more expensive. You can do that if you like. But don't try and blame cyclones on climate change. Don't try to make political mileage out of people struggling in the here and now against natural disasters. Not when the climate in this case is becoming more benign, when cyclones are becoming less common. My advice to the Prime Minister is to stick to the science. And my advice to most of the media is to stop feeding people nonsense like this and start sharing a few facts.